Hey everybody, I hope everybody's doing well, staying safe during this whole quarantine process. I know it's been hard for a lot of us to be away from friends and family and to be completing all of this NTI work without the guidance of your teacher. So thank you so much, parents, for being available and being cooperative. I know it's not easy. Thank you, students, for giving it your best effort. I just wanted to hop on here because I've had several questions about the math NTI and the multiplication challenge and just different study strategies and tips to help some of you all that are struggling. So I was going to create a video. Hopefully it's a little easier than trying to communicate this over the phone. Just kind of walk you guys through the math NTI packet, what the expectations are, and then some different tips to help you. So first of all, you should have gotten this Ziploc baggie inside of your yellow orangish NTI folder. And the first page should have been this letter from me kind of outlining what the next 3 weeks of NTI work were going to look like. It broke it down week by week, day by day, just giving instructions of what was expected. I know I'm definitely more of a visual person, so this video would definitely help me. So after that letter, you should have seen a schedule that looked like this, and it was days 1 through 10. This is the multiplication challenge, and I know a lot of you are like, well, why are we having to work on this at home? But I've noticed through this entire school year that one of the most challenging things for a lot of the students is just not having that firm foundation in knowing their basic math facts. And multiplication is one that we really struggle with. I've definitely been challenging the kids this year to think more with their brain and using different strategies than to be grabbing a calculator to solve things like 1 times 2, because they do. So this is just hopefully going to be a tool that allows them to intentionally study for 10 days or more, and really focus on learning those multiplication facts and breaking them down into small chunks. They're only expected to learn 3 multiplication facts a day and then just review those in the days to come. So one thing that's been kind of confusing is that when I send out my updates, technically, like today, which is the 23rd. So today technically would be NTI day 8, considering all the NTI days that we've had throughout the school year. However, it is only day 6 on your calendar because, well, I guess technically it'd be day 5 actually, because we were off on Friday of last week. Super confusing. So anyways, last Monday you should have completed day 1 of the quarantine NTI. Tuesday was day 2, Wednesday day 3, Thursday day 4. Friday, which would have been day 5, we were not in school. So today, Monday the 23rd, is day 5 on your multiplication schedule. Hopefully that makes sense. So today you were expected to learn math problems 3 times 7. 7 times 5, and 6 times 9. So there's that schedule that tells you your 3 problems to learn today, and then above that was everything that you should have already been working on and can continue to review. One of the tools that I included in the bag was this little flip book. So you would just find day 5 on your flip book. Down here at the bottom, it says 5 times 7. You can open up that. It's 35. 6 times 9, open it up, 54. And 7 times 3, if you open it up, is 21. So that's one tool that was included in the bag. Another tool was these little flashcards. We put these together by day, so there's only 3 facts per flashcard. The idea was that you have these that you can go back and review. Hopefully somebody in your household is able to kind of help you with that. And then at the end, there was a fact family game at the end of our 10 days that if you wanted to, you could rip these all apart and have them to play like war with the cards. So this is day 5 in my hand. 3 times 7. I've got that one, 7 times 5 and 6 times 9. So you could do this by yourself, or you could go along with somebody in your house. Ideally, you would start off with the flip book because that gives you the answer. And then once you've studied on that for a few minutes and you feel pretty confident, you could maybe move to the flashcards. That does not give you the answer, and have somebody help you with that. A tool that you could be using while you're working with the flashcards, if you get to one that you don't know the answer, if you have your multiplication chart in front of you, say for 3 times 7, you remember you can go over to 3 and count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and see that that is 21. So there's another tool. 3 tools in your bag that you have to use. At the end of each day, you did have a multiplication quiz, and those are labeled quizzes 1 through 5. At the very end, there's a summative multiplication facts quiz for week 1. That was also included in there for week 2. On these half-sheet multiplication quizzes, there are 50 multiplication problems. No, I do not expect you guys to know all 50 of these, especially on day 1. Some of you may, and that is great, but if you only know 2 out of the 50, that's okay. This is more just a tool for us to be able to track your progress and see how much learning you can complete during those 10-day challenge. So basically what you would do is sit down, go through all of these rows and columns, answer the ones that you know, maybe take time to try and use some strategies to figure out the ones that you don't know right off the bat, but do not use a calculator or a multiplication chart to figure them out. I just want to know what you know. So once you complete that, say we grade it, and you can go back with a multiplication chart or calculator to grade it, but say you only got 3 out of 50 on the first day. So you would use your graph here that says quiz 1, and you would graph up to 3. This is, again, just supposed to be a tracking tool for you to use and turn into me at the end of all of this so that we can see, hopefully, that line will kind of go up like this, showing that you have learned and gotten better. You'll notice that the week 1 quiz and the week 2 quiz only goes up to 15. That's because that's a little quarter page and there's only 15 problems on the quiz. So one thing that has really been tripping up some of you all is just learning how to multiply larger numbers. I know we've done the 9s trick with our fingers. If anybody's interested in learning that, I'd be more than happy to do a video to show you kind of how that works. But another way that you can think about this, let me grab my board. So I've had several asking specifically about 7. 7 seem to be kind of hard for some of us. So I said in one of the problems for day 5 was 7 times 3. And 3s can be kind of hard to count by, so can 7s. So what we can do to make this a little bit easier is look at our bigger number. So in this case, that bigger number is 7. And we could think about 7 as breaking it down into 5 plus 2, right? So what I'm going to do now, instead of solving 3 times 7, I'm going to use something called the distributive property, and I'm going to break it down into smaller multiplication problems. So I'm going to take 3 times 5. Most of us are pretty good at counting by our 5s, so anytime that you can break a number apart and use a 5, that's usually a safe bet. So what this means is I'm going to count by 5s 3 times. So 5, 10, 15. Write that down. Next, I'm going to solve 3 times 2. Again, we're pretty good at counting by 2s, so I'm going to count by 2s 3 times. 2, 4, 6. All right, once I've solved those 2 smaller problems, I now have 15 plus 6. That's just an addition problem that I can solve. So 15 plus 6, I know that 15 plus 5 is 20, so plus 1 more would be 21. And then that would be my answer. 7 times 3 equals 21. Excuse my handwriting. It's really hard to write like backwards and upside down on the video. But hopefully you get the idea. Begin by breaking down the bigger number into two smaller numbers that you can add together. And then you can just use that distributive property again to multiply and add together. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, I can do more examples of this and help you guys individually if you want to reach out to me. I do have the classroom remind text that I would be willing to add you to. You can email me at kalina.roark@madison.kyschools.us, or you can text me. A lot of people, have been using that remind app. So you just text 81010, and the message would be at Mrs. Roark. So if you have any trouble with that, please feel free to email and I can help you get set up on it. Anyways, that should get you through days 1 through 10. And, just be diligent and practicing every day. I promise that it will pay off. This packet is going to get you through next week. So I'll try to hop on and do a video then, but for now, it's just word problems. Don't worry about them right now. Focus on that multiplication. And then now that we are also going to be out the week after spring break, we will hop on again with further updates once I get more information about how we're going to move forward with that. If we're distributing paper packets or if we're going to be doing online assignments. We are learning every day with you guys, new information. So we're just doing the best that we can. Again, I appreciate everybody's patience. I just want you to know that I miss you all. I love you all. And I hope that you are behaving at home and doing the absolute best that you can. I can't wait for us to get back to school soon. Bye-bye.